Hello, everyone. Um, I want to tell you a little story. It's a Van Halen story. Um, Happened in 1992, around there, early 90s, let's call it. I was going to a Van Halen concert with a couple of my friends. This is the Van Halen sunglasses story. It was me, my friend Carlos, and my friend Ray. And we were going down to Sacramento to Cal Expo to watch the Van Halen concert. It was the For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge tour, the F-U-C-K tour, the fuck tour. And we were all going to go check it out. I had been a Van Halen fan going back kind of when I started getting into music. I started playing guitar, and I wanted to know who the best was, and I heard about Eddie Van Halen, and I started buying his every tape that Van Halen had at the time, and I bought every single one of them, and I was just amazed. I couldn't describe what I was hearing as I was playing. As I was trying to learn how to play guitar and play the notes. Once I heard Van Halen, once I heard Eruption, I was like, what is this? This is I can't believe this. These notes coming from, where are these notes coming from? I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't fathom it. It was just mind blowing. And I ended up getting my friends. I got them into Van Halen. I think I had a part in getting them into Van Halen. And my friend Ray, I introduced pretty much, like, I showed him Van Halen, got him into it, listening to this music, and I was saying this guy is the greatest, and then he was all like, well, I have a guy, and his name's Randy Rhoads, plays for Ozzy, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let me hear him. And I don't think so, but I listened to Randy Rhoads, and I was like, holy crap, this Randy Rhoads is insane as well. They're both insane. And as a matter of fact, what's really cool, I became a big fan of both, really, absolutely. And but I come to find out later, not too long ago, that actually Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads played a show together back in the 70s, I think it was. I saw the ticket. It was like, of course they both weren't, they hadn't blown up yet. Van Halen was about to blow up, but it was like, could you imagine that show? Both those guys being on the same ticket. They were both from L.A., right? But as I became a huge Van Halen fan, and like I think like I was saying, I think I had a part in getting my friends to be Van Halen fans, and we were all going to go to Sacramento to see this concert, and it was the early '90s, and I had bought these sunglasses at a gas station, these mirrored sunglasses, and my wardrobe was, I had two shirts on. I had two T-shirts like this, a T-shirt. I had two of them on. I don't know why I wore two T-shirts that day. Probably not before or since have I ever wore two T-shirts anywhere, but on this day I was wearing two T-shirts. Ray was probably dressed in his colorful 80 clothes, and I know Carlos, he had a cha, which is one of these things, like we used to call it a cha. It's like a Fu Manchu without the chew. It's a cha, but you don't have this, but you just have the cha right here, and that's what he was wearing. And we proceeded down to Sacramento, and we get to the concert, and it's of course packed house. We went in 3 deep to the concert. Three wide, 3 deep. We were, busted in right there to the concert, walking through once we got in, and the warm up acts were playing, but somehow once the show started going, we went in three wide, but we got split apart. It was a madhouse. It was 19,000 people there, 19 to 20,000 people there, and they were all going crazy. So I got separated from my friends, and myself, I consider myself like when I get into a crowd of people, I consider myself an asshole detector and an asshole finder, because I'll find an asshole in the crowd instantly. And that's what I did. I happened to find an asshole. He was a big, tall dude, big, giant guy. He's in the crowd, the tall tree in the crowd, right? And I find him, and he had this big old, a huge glass of beer. Not a glass, but it was something he had. It was huge. It was full of beer. It was a cup of some sort. It was as big as him. It was huge, and here I am. I get like kind of knocked up against him. I'm posted up, right under him. And of course, somehow, and I don't know how, but someone made him move. The crowd of 19,000 made him move and shift. He flopped his drink, right? Because he's kind of being belligerent, and it just went. I gave me a shower. I was showered right there, just completely drenched, right, instantly. And I hadn't been there that long either. I was just completely soaked with beer. And it's a good thing I didn't drive home that night or plan to drive, because I would have never passed any kind of DUI checkpoint. I would have failed that instantly. But without even drinking a drop. But so I got away from that guy with my wet shirt, and Van Halen starts playing. And then, as you know, if you're in a concert, when the headliner hits, they're going to swell to the front. And then we swelled. Everybody swelled to the front. And for a moment, as the show was rocking, I felt like I might lose myself for a minute. I felt like I was, oh my God, I'm going to lose my footing, and then you go down. You don't want to go down. You start grabbing onto somebody and staying up. I think I might have had to grab a few times just to stay on my feet, because you don't want to go down. But I worked my way to the front. You got to earn your way to the front, and once you're there, you got to earn your way. You got to earn your keep there, because you're going to have to fight to stay there. It's going to be a battle. So I've never actually been so strong or lucky enough to get to the very, very front where I actually had my hands on the stage or something like that. But I was pretty close. And the show was rocking, right? And Sammy was just going back and forth, and they were rocking the house. The Van Halen probably in their prime with Sammy. Like, they were pretty. This is an amazing show going on. And Sammy has this thing, Sammy Hagar, where you throw stuff on the stage, and he'll wear stuff that you throw up or anything. He starts toying around with whatever comes up on stage. There might be banners or anything like that. People started throwing stuff, and I didn't really. This is the first time I kind of noticed this, and I was like, okay, he's. I thought it was cool. He started wearing other people's stuff, and I was like, man, I got to do something. So I had, of course, when I had my shirt on, my beer shirt that was all over me, I took it off because it was, a wet rag. So I had it in my hand, and I was like, this was expendable a long time ago. I was already doubled up on my shirt, So I was like, okay, I got it. I got an extra one of these. Let's get rid of this thing. So here comes Sammy Hagar, and I'm gonna throw my shirt at him. So he came near, and I chucked it up on the stage, and it was a horrible aim. It failed miserably. He did not notice it. He just completely didn't notice it. And then he started rocking more. I was like, well, that didn't work out. And then he starts moving around and dancing and everything. And then I noticed some people had thrown their sunglasses up on the stage. And I was like, okay, now I'm gonna try to throw my sunglasses up there and see if I can get him to wear these sunglasses. And he comes over by me. I waited for the opportune time. I threw the sunglasses, and I completely bad throw again. It didn't work. It missed, and I saw the sunglasses like slide almost to the back of the stage. They just totally slid across the floor. And then I was like, oh shit. But then Sammy, he looped around. He must have looped around, and he came like he was scouring the back of the stage, and where the curtain was. And he next thing I know, he picked them up. He picked up my sunglasses, and I saw him, and I was like, holy crap. I was like, I can't even think of the word, injubilated, whatever that word is. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yes, oh my God, Sammy's wearing my glasses. And he started singing the song. I cannot remember Can't remember what song it was. He was jamming to, and then I couldn't believe it. This moment, he goes over and he starts like coming right up to Eddie Van Halen, like super close. And I was just thinking, oh my God! And he was singing, Eddie was shredding, and I was like, oh my God! Eddie Van Halen's reflections in my mirrored sunglasses right now. I couldn't believe it. Like those are my sunglasses, and they're like 2 feet away or closer, you know, right up there to Eddie's face, and his like breathing on him. I was like, oh my God! I was astounded. I was so excited, and so at the time, Sammy. I was telling you what we were all wearing and stuff, right? Sammy was wearing all his colorful clothes from the 90s and stuff, but on his face he had a chaw. He's growing out a chaw, okay? So he has the sunglasses on. 19,000 people there, 20,000 people. He goes over and he has the sunglasses on, and at this moment I got shifted around and I'm not exactly sure what happened, but this is what happened on the other end. He goes over and he picks out a young gentleman out of the crowd that had a chaw like him, and he pointed at him and he's like, yeah, I like that. And he goes like this. He did that to Carlos. I'm sorry, I'm getting a call here. He did that to Carlos. And he hands the sunglasses to Carlos. Off his face, he gives them to Carlos. Carlos is crapping his pants. He just got a pair of sunglasses from Sammy Hagar, okay? The show's over. We all somehow find each other, all beat up and everything, sweaty and everything. We get back to the car, and the first thing I want to tell these guys is, oh my God, my sunglasses were on Sammy Hagar's face, okay? This is the first thing I said to him. Ray was there. We all met. All three of us were standing there. I'm like, my sunglasses. Sammy Hagar was wearing my sunglasses. Did you guys? And then Carlos tells me, he goes, I got these sunglasses from Sammy Hagar. He handed them to me. What? And I'm like, holy fucking shit. I'm getting chill bumps. Those are my fucking sunglasses. and Carlos, bless his soul, he gave them to me. He gave them back, and I got them back. The fucking sunglasses went in the big ass circle, right? And I had them in my hand. So time goes by, right? This amazing story, and I, of course, what happened to the sunglasses? I lost the sunglasses as time went by. I lost the sunglasses. Events happened. I lost my those sunglasses. I had them up on my mantle and everything, but I lost something happened as life goes, right? So I don't have my sunglasses, but I have memories. And that's what I mean. Everybody can have a memory of Eddie Van Halen, right? So it's rocking though, man. Let me get that shit right. Right here. Eddie Van Halen. Rest in peace, rest in paradise. We'll be back, man. I know we'll see him again in another time, another place, but he had a big part of some of our growing up, and I'm just happy though. I'm not, these are tears of happiness. Because it was awesome. But I love you guys, man. Take it easy, stay safe, have fun, rock out, man, when you can. And, you know, that's what Eddie would have wanted from us, is just to keep listening to him shred, man, and listen to him. He'll never die. That's what I mean. He's a memory, right? You don't need him here. He's the memory. This is like my sunglasses, all right? I don't need them. Eddie would be nice if he's here, but he's that memory every time he hears music. So keep on rocking, guys. 5150. Have a good one.